The wolf in sheep's clothing. One day, a wolf found a sheepskin. He covered himself with the sheepskin and got into a flock of sheep grazing in a field. He thought, the shepherd will shut the sheep in the pen after sunset. At night I will run away with a fat sheep and eat it. All went well till the shepherd shut the sheep in the pen and left. The wolf waited patiently for the night to advance and grow darker. But then an unexpected thing happened. One of the servants of the shepherd entered the pen. His master had sent him to bring a fat sheep for supper. As luck would have it, the servant picked up the wolf dressed in the sheepskin. That night the shepherd and his guest had the wolf for supper. Moral of the story: an evil design has an evil end. Number third story is Hare and the Tortoise. Once a hare was roaming near a lake in a forest. Suddenly he saw a tortoise and mocked at him, saying, "Hurry up, you slow coach! Don't you find life very dull, taking so long to cover a few yards? I could have run to the other side of the lake by now." The tortoise felt teased and dared the hare to a race. The race was to be through the wood to a fixed goal. The hare agreed laughingly. In a few minutes, he was away and out of sight. "What a funny race it is," he said to himself. "I am already halfway through, but it is too cold. Why not have a nap in the warm sunshine?" The tortoise walked steadily on and on. In a short time, he passed by the sleeping hare. The hare slept far longer than he had intended. When he woke up at last, he looked around in surprise and said to himself, "Not even a sigh of the poor tortoise anywhere so far. I had better trot along and finish the race." The hare ran to the goal. He was amazed to see all the animals cheering the tortoise who had arrived just a minute earlier. How ashamed he felt indeed. Moral of the story is, slow and steady wins the race. Number third story is, nobody believes a liar. Once a mischievous boy lived in a village that stood in the feet of a hill. One day he thought of having fun at the cost of his fellow villagers. Standing on a high rock, he shouted at the top of his voice, "Lion, lion, come save me!" The villagers heard the shout and ran to help him. But when they reached there, they could see no lion and the boy was perfectly all right. The boy laughed at the villagers, saying, "Ha ha 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 ha! No lion, I did it only for fun." The villagers got highly annoyed and came back with an air of anger. Few days later, the boy repeated the whole act. Again the villagers went to his rescue but were duped again. Now they decided not to be fooled by him anymore. Unfortunately, one day the lion really came there. Now the boy shouted, "Lion, lion," as loud as he could. But nobody came to help him out. The lion attacked the boy. The boy struggled hard to save himself, but within a few minutes, the beast killed him. So once a liar, always a liar. Story number 4 is Work is Worship. One fine sunny day in winter, a grasshopper was basking in the warm sun. But he was very hungry, as he had not eaten anything since last night. So he looked about to find something to soothe his hunger. Suddenly he saw a few ants carrying grains into their hole. He went up to the ants and asked humbly, "Can you please spare a few grains for me? I haven't eaten anything since yesterday, so I'm almost starving to death." One of the ants asked the grasshopper, "What were you doing the whole summer? Why didn't you store up the food for the winter season?" The grasshopper replied, "Truly speaking, I spent all the summer singing songs, and that's why I couldn't store anything." Then Ant chuckled out a smile and remarked, "Then dance the winter away." The grasshopper pulled a long face and walked away. So we say work is a real worship. So story number 5 is never be ungrateful. It was a high summer. The sun was extremely hot. Two travelers were going along a dust-free road that had no trees along its sides. Looking for some shelter from the hot sun, they saw a tree with big leaves and branches spread like an umbrella. They placed their belongings on the ground and sat in the cool, thick shade of the tree. After taking some rest, one traveler said to the other, "What a useless tree it is! It bears no fruits at all." Hearing this, the tree felt pinched and burst out. "You ungrateful soul! On one hand, you are taking shelter in my cool shade from the burning heat of the sun, and on the other hand, you are calling me useless? Get up and leave the place immediately to be scorched again."